We are live. We got Lady Infamous, we got Bloody Knuckles, and you got the Notorious One, honey. My hot ass office.
Not that hot.
You were just complaining this few minutes ago.
It was hot because it was hot an hour ago.
Be it here. Watch the little EA joint. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Bloody gonna run the particulars down because I was in and out. No, they on vacation. I'm not. Guzzle's gonna show me his brand new bike on the show. I'm gonna steal that shit next week.
I believe you.
Steal that moment. So let's go. So we start off what we see. We saw Anthem and they did some kind of 3D shit. That looked kind of cool.
Showed off a lot for Anthem. They really did. They were really showing off its gameplay, giving it a lot of story details. When they kicked off, they started off with Battlefield 5. And they were just kind of talking about, you know, the history of Battlefield 5 and everything in it. Kind of what they want to entail, with the aspect being, you know, brutality of war, the more serious, darker side of it, and the stories that are made out of it. Then they kind of showed up multiplayer. I think it was the new mode was called Ground Liberation, and it's their typical based battles that they do and stuff like that. But the biggest thing that they did with it was that they were kind of showing off that it was going to be kind of like multi kind of step thing, similar to what we saw in Battlefront and other things like that.
Well, I'm a little reluctantly on Anthem, to be honest with you. I do appreciate that it's original. I do appreciate that they pull some aspects from their earlier titles and adapt it to Anthem. But with me, and again, and I'll give them props. They did show gameplay. And not everybody in EA did that in this presentation.
No, but quite a few of the things that they showed off during the presentation, they were saying, hey, this is going to launch. You know, for FIFA, they launched their big trial of the game today. They released Unravel 2, which was a surprise today. They put out the pre-alpha sign-up registration to play the new Command & Conquer mobile game today. And then everything else will be coming in the following weeks. I think they were saying that during Battlefront 2 with the new Han Solo content that they're going to be doing is that's going to come out here in the next few weeks because it's leading off from the movie and stuff like that. So a lot of what they were showing, while not exciting for a lot of people, they were definitely put a lot out saying, hey, we're going to come straight out the gate, do this, this, and this. But the biggest thing that was the right choice for them for like the last 15, 20 minutes of the show was to go with Anthem. And they really dropped, they dropped heavy mics with that one because they had them up there explaining a lot of what people's worries, answered some questions, definitely showed off what the story is going to be about. Gave a lot of interesting. We found out all the names for the different javelins. So we have the Ranger and Colossus that we knew about. The Interceptor, which I think is a very good name for what looks like probably the lightest and speediest out of the javelins. And then the Storm, which is the mystical looking one that everyone's been kind of saying is like the Warlock. Which is from Destiny.
Yeah, but you know, if I do decide to get Anthem, I would definitely be Storm.
I'm Interceptor. I was Hunter all the way in Destiny. I was like, I gotta be the quickest in and out.
Yeah. I think with the EA presentation, they put their two strongest games in the beginning.
They typically do. I won't deny that when EA does their stuff, they know what's their heavy hitters. They know what's gonna bring the most attention, so they put it one at the beginning. And then let's say the one that everyone wants the most, which everyone had been waiting for Anthem for over a year for more on it, for the end of the show. So them picking it up from there made the most sense to really end that note off. And the gameplay they showed off, we got to see more gameplay, which was the best part was because we got to see the Colossus in motion. A lot of people were wondering because during the original gameplay trailer that they showed off last year was just, you know, the Colossus kind of jumping. We weren't actually seeing it flying or how it kind of moves. Seems like it still has that jump capability and can fly, but it's nowhere near as quick or mobile as the others. But some of the abilities that it was showing off is cool. It can make a full-on shield to block from the front, basically be your mobile defense. They added wrist-mounted weapons, which was absolutely cool because on one of them he had a wrist-mounted mortar launcher, and the other one had a little minigun. And one showed that he had a flamethrower on his wrist, and I thought that was cool that they added wrist-mounted weapons.
I was
They
like,
changed.
ooh, a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I see you. I see a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I like what you discussed, what you explained with the mechanic suits and stuff like that. I do like that it's going to be open world. They did say that they're trying to interline the multiplayer with the single player. I don't know how they're going to do that because.
Well, that's actually what they kind of explained, is that the concept that they're wanting to do with the game for the team as well as for group play as well as solo is that they're following a core concept called Our World, My Story. When we're outside of Fort Tarsis, everything going on in the world is happening to everyone at the same time. You know, everyone's seeing night when it's night, everyone's seeing day when it's day. You know, we're all seeing that kind of experiencing that world together. But when you go into Fort Tarsis and you turn in all your stuff and you're progressing the story and you're getting yourself, you're not seeing anyone else. It's all you. It's your story and the decisions you make. Because it seems like they're bringing in choices and stuff like that that may change some of the story that you're going to see a little bit from what others may do. But the story and those aspects are going to be solely yours, whereas everything else is going to be the group. I think they may have some missions that are specifically like strikes, because they keep talking about how there's going to be, you know, a team dynamic. You can do it solo, but it's going to be harder. But they said there are going to be some stuff that are groups, so maybe they may have matchmaking for people who want to go solo. But it looks like they may actually have strikes and stories that are actually going to incorporate everyone's characters, or at least because of the fact that the freelancers are faceless. You know, they don't have a name or anything like that. They're not some special person, but it's going to be a group of them who are doing this. So it's going to kind of have everyone involved. Kind of like if you saw with the new raid back in Destiny 2 at the beginning, you know, when it's loading in, you see everyone actually appearing for once because of the strikes and stuff like that. You don't see everyone involved in the story. It's still very only you. The others are just kind of there. So they are kind of adding that interaction, which is something really good to see from what BioWare wants to do, because, you know, they're taking on something that's significantly far out of what they've done in the past.
Okay.
But with them doing it this way, it'll be interesting to see how they're going to maintain it. And as well as they stated that the way that they have it, they're going to make it complete, have its full story, and then be able to add content later, whether that's small in-game events, new interactions with certain NPCs in the city, so that way you can expand the story with them, or full-on expansions.
Okay. They trying to make this. They trying to extend the life of the game. Don't you think? Based on their answer presentation, they're going to try to release content that will extend the life of games. Because nowadays, games keep out that much shelf life. It's surprising as better technology, better stories that were happening to the game. What I'm saying is the freshness of the game gets shorter. Like when Far Cry 5 came out, like
Far Cry 5 came out back in
Say about 2 months.
about March.
March
Yeah,
March 29th or something.
Yeah, something like that. March or I think it was March or February, something like that.
No, I think it was March 29th.
Yeah, I think it was because it came out after CFD.
They said it was the late. It came off the end of the month.
So
it was about
yeah,
the point.
okay. So with that being said, I think that the gaming companies and the game developers are thinking about, okay, we got this new game. How we are going to be able to extend the life of this game? They give you a game that has embraced us, single player,
experience.
multiplayer, if it's bomb, and if they're continuing to add content, that's fine with me. I just don't be like Destiny.
But they BioWare got
They
better
do-
stuff.
okay,
but
but-
BioWare got better
BioWare
stories.
has the RPG aspects. They've had that for a longer period than
People
Destiny
didn't like it. People didn't like the drama. I liked the drama.
I played 7 hours of that shit.
I liked the drama. I had no problems with the drama because I wasn't looking for it to be Shepard. They launched before, so I had my. I knew they had nothing to do with what happened. They don't even know Earth then got invaded and none of that. They didn't have no clue. You got to make your own custom character, and people. I didn't like the enemy. They don't like shit. People complain, and they got a bad name because it wasn't no Shepard.
Really?
That's what it was. The driving command, that enemy that you got to fight on that planet, that big ass motherfucking mechanical worm. Oh, I love that shit.
Well, this is the thing about Mass Effect Andromeda. If they didn't give y'all the shitty ass Mass Effect 3 ending, maybe the transition from Mass Effect 3 to Andromeda would be more smoother.
You might be right.
It was
It's
part of that, but you
bullshit.
gotta think that.
I like the extended
well,
one.
remember, they did the extended version and recorrected a lot of that and added more to it. But the thing is that they were transitioning and wanting to do their own story, and it was a separate studio. It wasn't their Edmonton, which Anthem is being done by, because that was the one who did the original trilogy. This was being done by Montreal. It's a whole different other studio that they had, and it was their first time touching it. So they wanted a new story to start with and get a base.
Okay.
While Andromeda had its issues with its writing, there's no denying that it did. I felt like I did enjoy the characters. I did love their interaction. While some people found them very tropish, all the other characters were very tropish because it was small at first and then expanded. And I liked the way that these characters really were portrayed. I liked the new race Angaran with Jal, and those people were very interesting and unique, as well as the enemies. I can't remember their exact name, but they were like made up of everyone before. But it was something cool. And again, while there was issues with the pacing of the writing, especially when you go off and do all this other stuff and it doesn't seem like as important. I felt like the writing for the characters themselves, especially for the choices, mattered a little bit more because of the fact that it felt more organic and natural to what you were. It's not just this is a good thing to say, this is a bad thing to say. It felt like, how would you react to a situation? Are you going to be a sarcastic asshole when a dude's threatening you? Are you going to talk him down through sheer logic? Are you going to make fun of him? Or what? It felt more natural with how you would respond. Because I played that game like an entirely sarcastic asshole who cared about only my team. I didn't care about anyone else. If you said that you're gonna stab me, I'm just like, oh well, I stabbed your mom first.
Did you think Anthem Day went by for you?
Yeah, and the gameplay that they showed off was very cool. I did like the weapons, and especially, like I said, how the javelins handled was very unique. And they brought back the biotic explosions with the sense that each of the suits, each of the javelins did have their own abilities and powers that would actually transfer over and set up combos. Like the Ranger threw down an ice grenade, and then the Colossus used a mortar that was firing incendiary rounds and caused a massive explosion. That's something cool to have, and to see that they're really bringing over a lot of what they've learned with other RPGs and shooter mechanics. It's a third-person shooter. They've done that plenty of times before. They have a more solid lead on it, so they know what to do. They've done an RPG shooter before with the Mass Effect series throughout. They have that experience, as well as they brought in all their teams. Some of those that were at the Montreal studio that later went to the other EA after it was shut down, and then of course they brought over their BioWare Austin team. Everyone that they have is working on this, and it's showing that. They did that cool little game demo during the event. We got to see some of the Storm, which was real cool because he was doing very Destiny-esque Warlock stuff, because while he was shrouded basically like a lightning barrier, he did a blink and like sidestep to teleport it around. So that's pretty cool to see. I didn't see enough of the Interceptor, but I'm liking the designs of it, the fact that the cosmetics you completely paint and change the geometry of the armor. It's not all preset. While you get armor pieces, you can change how it looks and make it completely all you. I think that's a great thing to do. They're definitely wanting to double down on it. And here later, especially for us over the weekend, we will be at EA Play. We're definitely going to see it. And they said everything that they were showing during the conference is going to be a gameplay, is what we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing that vertical slice and getting to feel it out. They changed the UI from what we saw last year, which was to be expected, but it still looks clean. It's not over too much. They're not trying to put so many things on the screen to make it crowded. It definitely works. They were showing it off in the best way. It definitely looks. And like I was saying, I think it was a few weeks ago on GRG, as well as on Wednesday on G4G, that Anthem needs this game to be a point. There's already so many reports, like from Jason Schreier and others, that BioWare's feeling the pressure on this.
They should.
Yeah.
And they should. So their graphics should be on point.
Oh yeah, and we were seeing that with how large the areas were, as well as what they were showing as the mobility of the javelins were flying around. The areas are large. They're absolutely large, as well as what we were seeing with the fact that they're going to have world bosses, because they had that Abyssal Log, which was like a giant metal monster that was shooting a beam out of his chest, which was pretty dope. All the javelin was flying, passing it in the water to deflect it there. So it's definitely cool what they're trying to incorporate and all this that's going into it. So they are definitely putting it into it. And they need this game to be a win. And I said one of the biggest things that they could do for themselves is to give this game a day and date. And that's exactly what they did. We already knew it was delayed until spring of next year. But they said, February 22nd, 2019, next year, right at the end of the fourth fiscal quarter of 2018, before the end of the year. So it is still going to hit that time frame for them. It's still going to hit all the stuff that they need for the investors. But we are going to see it within that time. And I think that was the best thing that they could have done, especially with a lot of the other stuff that they were talking about in the conference. Like I said, Anthem or the FIFA World Cup, all that, they were showing off the new NBA Live, they were showing off the new Madden, and all the other stuff. So while they definitely have some things that are only going to appeal to so much, they didn't have the biggest spread at the beginning of Battlefield, and the Anthem really was the proper way to end that show with everything that's going into it.
So out of all the games, saw today, what game you want to? So you copy Anthem first out of all the games you saw.
Oh, absolutely. That game, I loved BioWare. They were actually one of the first games I originally played back on my friend's OG Xbox when I was looking. When I only had a PS2 and he would come over and we would play. I always played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I loved that game. When I finally did get a 360 years later, I remember one of the first games I had for it was Mass Effect, because it was a gift from one of my friends. And that game sold me. The story, the choice making, the good and evil aspect that I had already started seeing in Fable and stuff like that. It was a great thing to see it there. So Anthem definitely has to be sold, and I'm definitely going to be able to get hands on with it here later and definitely see how it's playing right now. Because remember, this is still all more than likely alpha gameplay that they're going to be doing. So they stated that we are going to see a beta for it, probably not until later this year. But for everyone here, it is going to be good to see and play live.
With me, I'm going to pick Battlefield 5 because I have Battlefield 5 first because I enjoyed Battlefield 1 gameplay. Pleasantly surprised of the story mode that they did. I hope they do that. This how they did it the last title when it had 6 mini stories. I really enjoyed that better than the continuous one-person character, long 13-chapter game. I'm not into FIFA. Not hating people that like FIFA. That's not my cup of tea. Now, NBA, what, 2K19?
That's even
No,
live.
that was live?
That's
It
live.
wasn't live.
That was not. Don't mix them too.
Live and Madden is EA, and then 2K
Right.
is 2K19.
Oh, okay.
Don't mix them too.
Okay, they're basketball games.
Cause she like that shit. I don't like live.
What's wrong with live? I did a gameplay. Live was nice. Not live
If you
was.
come from 2K and you go try to play live,
Well, shit, I wasn't.
goddamn learning
I
curve.
wasn't, but I didn't know how to play 2K, and I didn't know how to
Well,
play live.
okay, to me, it's 2K is more. They be like, oh shit,
shit.
just shut up.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
yo.
Oh my goodness.
Close that door. I don't want to put the flies in here.
Like I said, I will get Madden before I get live. I really, if I had to pick like a sports game,
Madden, I gotta touch it. I'm gonna touch it this week.
But you playing? You signed up for Madden?
No, I ain't signed for no damn Madden. Go probably get the Microsoft booth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak my ass over there. Make some OG calls and shit.
What's good with you, dog?
We got the dog in the house.
Hey, dog.
We got the dog
How
in the
you doing?
house.
I'm doing okay.
That's great.
Madden, I definitely gonna cop. Anthem is maybe. FIFA, no. Live, maybe. If they come out $30 like they did, I think that was the price, the opening price of NBA Live.
I think it was last year.
Last year was $30. So I hope they do a competitor's match price or make it lower than 2K, and I fuck with that. Anthem is maybe I gotta see more gameplay.
See, what's funny is that Madden is the go-to for football,
Yeah.
but 2K for basketball is the go-to for basketball because not a lot of people like NBA Live.
I know that, but you should have. I don't know if you be on Twitter, but motherfuckers who was playing 2K was really hot.
Hey, it was hot. This is the only thing with 2K got to do. Quit having all these goddamn all this shit that you got to do. You got so many options. I put it this way. I don't play with Matt. I'm different from everybody else. I play this is the first Matt and only played that story mode. That story mode was pretty cool. Remind me of Fight Nights. Yeah, it reminded me of Fight Nights, Champions story mode. Like it was real, scripted. It was good. I ain't touched the franchise mode. This is the first time I ain't touched franchise mode over a decade. I went straight online and just started giving I played Ultimate Champion. I wanted to play Draft Champions, but you got to play the Ultimate to get the Draft Champions. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going straight online. That's all I play. It's online. That's what I'm looking for, the online. I want to see how the game play. I don't give a fuck about, FIFA got all these modes. You get the FIFA Cup, the FIFA Disc Cup, and all that. Fuck that shit. I just want some good ass online play so I can talk shit. Like I usually do. Oh shit.
Shout out to Def Jam Bear. Shout out to my son Chaos. I see you. I love you, son. But okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, is there anything else before we grade anything else?
No, but like I said, they had some surprises. They made a joke about the homie who made a Way Out, who was all crazy and wild and at the Game Awards. I like that dude. I can't remember.
Fuck the Oscars.
Yeah.
Fuck the Oscars.
Yosef.
Yeah.
I like that guy. Yeah, just fuck the Oscars.
He was drunk.
He wasn't drunk. He said he wasn't drunk.
So he just didn't get invited.
No, he just
don't like the Oscars.
Yeah,
he was drunk.
Okay, so 1 out of 10 being good, 1 being bad. What you feel about EA's performance?
EA 7.
A 7?
Yeah, because while Anthem is exciting, that's what made it grade so high. Battlefield, they still didn't show off enough for a lot of people to be sold because everyone's already still mad about Battlefield 5 from the reveal event. It's lackluster. They just did a full table sit-down conference the whole time. While I love Noah Trevor, he was obviously there for comedy because that's what he does, but he was trying to kind of poke at them, but no one was kind of given any leeway, so he can only go so far with things. But when they did show it, it was that pre-made trailer. So the Battlefield 5 wall, they showed up the ground. Yeah. Well, they showed up the ground reclamation or whatever it was called. It still wasn't enough to really get people sold. I hope they do more of the war stories like they did in Battlefield 1, because I think those individual stories about single missions for certain characters is very cool, especially when you think about those war stories that we hear from those times. But as I liked Unravel 2, but it's not something to get excited about.
That shit is called The Vault. Like I got the first one in The Vault.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's one.
And
they're
$17.99.
$17.99.
The good thing about that too is they're saying that they're gonna put more in the vault. They're gonna be pulling more of their stuff as well as
they
more.
should.
No,
Yeah.
okay,
They have to do an Xbox Game Pass.
Well, not just that. They're the Xbox Game Pass or Xbox is the only one who has EA access. PlayStation won't put that shit on there, so they don't need to.
Why they won't?
Because they got PlayStation Now. That shit went wood.
But they say that they want to look at third-party partners who don't have publishers to put their games in the vault and be able to help get them through the EA access. And that's why we're kind of seeing some of the EA originals and stuff like that. With what they're doing with the access, kind of like ID at Xbox or stuff like they did with The Way Out. And we're seeing that with another one, Sea of Solitude, which is a cool, interesting game. But again, it's not something for everyone. Well, like I said, Unravel, I enjoyed the first one. It's in the vault. Not everyone's going to be excited for Unravel 2. While I enjoy platformers aren't as popular for a lot of people. Wow.
God damn it. I'm drinking right now.
Yeah.
I was just mixing. I didn't feel like this. Why I gotta be early? You just brought me over some beer.
No, nigga, this ain't no motherfucking alcohol. Nigga, you drinking in broad daylight.
Hey, it ain't hard to me.
I will give the presentation and
7.5?
yeah.
7.
Can I?
I said
Okay, but let me explain why I gave it a 7.5. Unravel 2. That was the undercover banger. But you had people that played the first one, and they were waiting for something like that. There's some games that you have a small community of that they can't wait till they come out with something new. I'm glad they got that. You know what I mean? I was excited about Madden. I personally want to see more female. If they're doing a league, I need to see more females. I know females play Madden. Where they at though? Anthem. Even though I'm not like.
Your son says hi, by the way.
Huh?
Your son said hi.
Oh. So with that being said, Anthem, it got a good story. It looked like it might be popping, but I'm not copping it day one. Not knocking on what they're doing. I just need to see what their final product is, coming from what they had before with Mass Effect Andromeda. That keeps me on the reserve. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to like Andromeda. I never played a Mass Effect game. I watched people play Mass Effect, and I'm like, okay, let me play Andromeda, and that was the wrong title to begin with.
And that's unfortunate because, like I said, Andromeda was phenomenal. And after they did all the patches and did a lot of the updates, it really helped to make the gameplay a lot better, feel a lot better. I didn't have any issues with it. I still enjoyed it, but it definitely was a major hit for them because some people felt like it was just god awful. And you're right. That wanting to wait for more of the final product is understandable. I'm saying that's why at least us getting to taste. Typically, we don't even see and get a chance to get hands-on with.
I'll give them credit, and you know what? I'll give EA that credit because a lot of people want to put out games and be real low key about what they want to put out. At least with them, they give you like, this is what we're doing. These are our classes. This is our world. This is what happens when you're by yourself versus when you're a group of friends, stuff like that. I give them props for that. But I really wanted to know. So
hopefully Anthem is the one that can help turn it around. And luckily with us being able to get hands-on with it, we'll be able to get real good first impressions. Like I said, I love Andromeda. They're a real great TPS, and them doing this, it's gonna work right in their favor because they know. Hopefully this time around they learned a lot of the failures of what happened when they were trying to use Frostbite as an RPG system, which is what really caused a lot of issues with Andromeda. When they transitioned to Frostbite, they had a lot of issues with that and stuff like that.
No Skate 4, son. Sorry.
Live, well, we're gonna let Live give us some credit. He just hit me up. He said, "Tell Bone drunk ass." I ain't drunk.
Oh,
Tell Bone drunk ass what?
Give me a link. I'm gonna give Live a link. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get Live.
What I didn't like was that fucking mobile game.
The Command & Conquer, I thought it was cool. I like Command & Conquer.
I disagree.
See, well, it wasn't what a lot of people would want out of Command & Conquer, which is a full-time RTS. I still think the hexagonal RTS aspect of it is still pretty fun. I mean, I played turn-based strategy games before on the Game Boy Advance and way stuff back in the day because there's not many coming out. So what they're doing with this one, I'm kind of feeling. I was like, I still need to go through Halo Wars because everyone keeps telling me to play Halo Wars.
Oh, that's the shit.
That shit trash.
What you hang on?
This is a game
You
show, right?
ain't finna
In the presence of Mr. Halo, don't say that shit is trash.
You know what? Halo 2's trash, man.
Boom, I'm gonna make your ass play that tonight. Watch some turn or Halo.
I'm
gonna start.
I like Halo, but not Halo Wars.
Why not?
I just don't like that strategy type game.
That should be fun. This should be fun because you be going against like different groups. I ain't got to worry about doing no combo. They simplify. That ain't like a clickbait. Man, I'm almost done with the last DLC. Blood came out.
You sound like a straight nerd right now.
I told you, I'm a thug.
That game, that Commander game on mobile is not what.
No, I ain't playing no Commando. Fuck that shit.
I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that.
Either way, like I said, with some of these things, like I said, not something's gonna be better. And because of that, that's why this press conference wasn't.
Ice.
Not natural light.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate it though.
It was good. It was good. It was good. It'll be better than PCs.
No, just cross me to your essay.
What you looking at?
This guy right here on camera, just like, yeah. But
I confused
like I
you
said,
that.
because of this is why a lot of stuff isn't as impressive, and why the EA conference is going to be graded so low. While Anthem being the biggest knockout there for, mainly it's a knockout for BioWare, and that's the only thing that's the saving grace for EA is because they're under EA. If it wasn't, that EA early show wouldn't have been remotely decent for anyone, and that's just being honest. You know?
All right. Well, I ain't got nothing else to say about this. What's the next one? What's the next presentation?
Microsoft tomorrow.
Microsoft's tomorrow.
So ain't nothing else today?
No.
EA has been doing their thing on a day
On
off
Saturday.
themselves.
They do it on Saturday.
Yep, and then
You got Microsoft and Bethesda.
So I guess next time we're gonna do one of these is
You catch us live on the interweb.
after the briefing, right?
Yep, right. Did you get our live reaction? We'll go live.
Okay,
Like
because
the new phone joint.
me, Delilah, Boogie, Knuckles, Hey Mega, Lemon, we all going to the briefing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody. Whole squad's going to the briefing tomorrow. So.
the only ones who won't be in there from the squad is G, and then a few of our other people that we're supposed to catch up with.
Okay. Oh, okay then. Well,
So we'll have most of the IMG family on there.
hell yeah. Let's get somebody with the squad.
And I might go live. They'll go live right there.
Oh,
Yo,
what's up,
What up?
Rob? Hey.
not much chilling. So what y'all think, man?
Yeah, it's okay. 7.5.
She say 7.5.
What you give? You said what you give?
I think for the conference in total, I say 7.5 sounds about right. I liked Battlefield was cool, but they didn't really show much. I think they're saving shit for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Well,
They did say that they're going to show that off tomorrow.
They said the single player going to get shown up tomorrow.
Yeah, so they said they're going to show that during the Xbox.
That's what I figured. And they probably want to show it off on the X. Makes sense. I did like the fact that if you look at most of the stuff on EA, it was very Xbox heavy. You didn't see a bunch of PlayStation controllers and all that stuff. So, but Anthem looks fire though. That's my game, man. That's what I'm looking for. That shit looks fire. That shit look like I was just watching the IGN shit where they basically said, all right, so you have the game where it can be played on the ground, then you got the game that can be played in the sky, and then you got the game that can be played underwater. I'm like, damn, and it's open world, big as fuck. I'm like, yo, that shit's crazy, dog.
I know that air, like everything that they've been putting in, like they're building something so big because you have to think about how open those areas are to account for the traversal aspect of the javelins. That's what I'm saying is this game is going to be beyond massive. Like this game was great and all, but it was only on the ground. There was nothing keeping you going up as high as you can, flying around or any of that shit. No, this is doing that.
Yeah, and they have the story element in there. They didn't get rid of that. I don't know if y'all know, but like what they did was the story is told through the hub, kind of like with Destiny. I think it's told through the whatever that base shit is, whatever. Yeah, so it's like when you return to your little hub area, that's where the story kind of unfolds. So it's almost like the Division. Remember with the Division, the story's told when you go back to your home base and shit. It basically kind of goes out that way. So they still do have their story for the game, but it's just like once you go to outside your base, that's where people can join you and do all that shit. And so to me, that's cool with me, man. I'm sold. That shit looks fire, dog. That shit looks fire.
That's exactly what
I'm looking at all the weapons and shit. I'm like, now this is next gen. No disrespect to people who like God of War, but to me, this is the shit that I'm looking forward to. Like, this shit looks fire.
Weren't you tripping out when you saw that they had the wrist-mounted weapons now? Like, they had the dude with the mortar on his wrist and the little Gatling gun and flamethrower and all that shit?
Yeah, well, I was looking at just like all the shit that they were just adding in general. And the crazy thing is, all right, so is you get the same character. You could just change your suit whenever, so you could change. You could customize the way it looks, what you have on it, and they said they have right now. They showed the 4 different suits that they have, but they said they're gonna have more.
Oh, really?
I didn't hear them say that they were gonna have more.
Yeah, you had to watch the IGN exclusive. They had an exclusive interview.
They'll probably have it in the Game Informer cover story that they're doing on Anthem right now, so they may have mentioned that in there as well. But if that's true, that's pretty cool because the suits right now are absolutely cool and unique looking, and I think that's going to be awesome if they're able to switch that up and add new suits that have completely new abilities and things like that, because that keeps giving it such a new dynamic and freshness and way to play.
Yeah. So yeah, they said no loot boxes, no pay to win type shit. Even though there's, as far as I know, there's no multiplayer. As far as I know, there's no multiplayer as far as like you against somebody else. I think it plays like pure like Destiny raids. Like it's just kind of the raids thing. I don't know how many people actually play Destiny for the multiplayer. I'm pretty sure there are people that do. When it comes to like facing each other, but I think majority play as a co-op.
Yeah, it seems like the whole thing is going to be a more co-op aspect. There's not going to be any PvP aspect.
Now they did say you could play the whole game by yourself. You could just be like, I'm gonna lock it. I don't want to play with nobody. They just said it'll be hard, kind of like playing State of Decay. Like State of Decay, you can play by yourself.
You can play by yourself,
but that shit is hard as fuck.
And my community is
depressed ass shit.
No, it was miserable, depressed, hopeless, miserable.
Yeah.
Depressed state.
I'm starting to get better. Did y'all see the new update for State of Decay? Did y'all play it yet? Yesterday?
Good for y'all.
Y'all play yesterday, State of Decay?
No, I haven't played much over the past week just because of the fact
okay. Yeah, man. The update they said they put out a patch yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the patch. It was stability.
Yeah, man. It plays better, man. It's getting.
Just put out a new one last night.
Oh,
yeah, last night.
Yeah. So less crashes, which is a great thing.
Well, I haven't played. Yeah, I didn't play State.
Yeah, that game's getting better and better. Like I've been playing a lot of Vampire, which I like. I really do like that game. But the more I play it, the more I realize that I understand why I don't like PlayStation like that. Because that Vampire is very quintessential what PlayStation is, like story first, gameplay second, and I'd much rather play State of Decay. Not that Vampire is a bad game. It's good for what it is. It's just
like Delilah always says, gameplay is king. You ain't lying.
Yeah, I feel like I get sleepy when I play that game. I'll be like, damn, you motherfuckers talk too much. Can I just kill somebody? That's the way I feel. But I like the fact that they had Unravel come out today. Not that I'm gonna play it because I just got too much other shit to play. But
they might have some good games and stuff. But it's like what you get, you gonna want more. Anthem. I would see it. I would rather get Battlefield 5.
Oh yeah, but you like Battle, Battlefield 1. Yeah, I'm on the Anthem train, but I'll get Battlefield 1 too. You know what I thought was interesting? The whole Origins subscription.
A Battlefield game actually a lot. I played. I think the last one was maybe Battlefield 3. But you ain't down with Battlefield though. Yeah. I played through Bad Company 1 and 2. I enjoyed the hell out of those games, but Battlefield 3 I think was the last one. I didn't play Battlefield 4.
Okay, Mega about to leave now. Damn.
I think I got one from the vault, but I never played it. I never loaded it up. Everyone's just like, hey, come play Battlefield with us. I was like, all right, well, let me download it.
I played it a little bit.
I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just going to delete this. Well,
yeah, I played it a little bit. I didn't play it as much as K Mega and others, but I gave it a decent go. I played it way more than I played Titanfall 2.
At least you gave it a decent go. Motherfuckers just look at the game and they'll talk about it and they'll put their 2 cents in, but not give it.
Well, no, I beat the game, but I'm talking about multiplayer. As far as multiplayer, I played a decent amount. I didn't play as much as I have. Obviously, Halo's been out longer, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I played it good enough, but I didn't play it as much as Gears. I didn't play it as much as like some other games. So,
what you give the EA presentation on?
7.
Why?
I don't give a fuck about FIFA.
Oh wow, really?
I don't. I ain't no sign.
Yo,
I don't give a fuck about FIFA.
But you know what? That's how I feel about a lot of the other games that people like. All right, FIFA is like what's that? Like 20 million. People that play the game. It's one of the better looking games on console, but yet I don't care. Even though it gets great reviews, and people love it. It's just not a game that I just care about.
Like FIFA, that mobile game, I didn't get that. You can have that shit. What else? Battlefield, it looked good. But I got to say I never saw. I saw that shit in Bad Company. Saw a little bit in Battlefield 1. You know what I'm saying? You know what? That they want to go copy. I take Battlefield down because they want to copy off the Battle Royale mode. I gotta take some kudos from it because that's not. To me, Battle Royale is okay if you change it. Like, this is my thoughts on Battle Royale. I think Halo would do fine with Battle Royale because they almost kind of have a Battle Royale mode with Breakout. But imagine if Breakout just had more teams. That would basically be a Battle Royale mode. But you do got Battle Royale in Halo when you got Warzone. Yeah. They just add NPCs in the middle.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, but no. But what?
But it's not last person standing. It's team versus team.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of a Battle Royale, but it's not like, you still come back. It's just that every time you die, it just takes longer and longer, you know. But I don't know if it will work. Like, to me, when I think Halo, I don't think I know we got the one
Got some heat yet? No, I ain't good. One out.
I know you can play, do the whole everybody for themselves type shit, but I don't know if that would be as fun as if you just did like a team of, I don't know, like 8. You just take, 4 players, teams of 8, and then you kind of just be like last team standing type shit. I think that would be a lot more fun than just every man for themselves with 100 players. Not to say that they can't do that shit, but I don't know.
No, but it was cool. I mean, I sat here.
I mean, without Anthem, it would definitely been like a 5 or a 6 without Anthem. Because I don't give a shit about Madden as much. Madden's cool, but I'm not. I suck at Madden.
I want to play it. You know me. I want to play
it. And FIFA is like to me the biggest announcement they had was the Origin subscription, which seems like, all right, they're aiming for streaming in the future. But as of right now, they're doing this subscription thing. My question is it like Game Pass, whereas you pay whatever, yeah. So I get Anthem, I get whatever day one, but I pay this subscription fee of like $100 a year or something like that. If that's the case, fuck it, I'll rock with that shit. If I pay only $100 a year, but I get all the EA games and the subscription shit, and I can download them, I'll be right on that bitch. Best believe it. Best motherfucking believe it. I'll be on that shit.
And let me get out, man. They got to get ready to go somewhere.
No, where they going?
I still got some bloody finna go to EA Play.
Oh, okay. You gonna go play Anthem? That's what's up.
Later on, we're going to We're going to what's that shit called? The Spire 73, the largest open lounge in the United States.
Some bougie ass shit.
That's okay.
Be going there, so I might go live there. Shit, I'm there. I might go live there. I'm trying to finish up work. I'm like,
all right. Well, shit, my ass stuck in the house, doing my hair while my family's at my daughter's visiting her grandmother, or her great grandmother, I should say. See great grandma today and great grandma next week, so she got a lot of visiting to do.
Oh yeah, man, trying to get everything, make everybody comfortable. Shit. I gotta be the host. They could be here about. Make it just finna take off.
Yeah, I just saw he said he was leaving now. That's what he said in the tweet.
Like Buddy here. Megatron has said he here. So we all trying to go out.
All right. Yeah, maybe I don't know if next year, but hopefully in the.
Remember your ass next year.
No, we don't get your ass out here next year.
In the next year or so, I could take a visit out there. likely I won't be by myself though. I mean,
go fun.
I don't know. It depends. I gotta see what my uncle's doing. Cause if I'm coming out with the fam, I gotta have somewhere for my daughter to go. She might actually go to San Diego with her uncle and is down there. So.
Work, cause you like my brother. Nigga, shit. Nigga, stay at the Doug Mansion. Nigga said Doug Mansion.
I mean, I could stay there, but with a young daughter, man, she's gonna be running around wreaking havoc, man. I want to put that under your house.
Oh no, man, Chuck, we used to the kids. I love the kids.
Yeah.
I love the kids. Like I say, it'd be 2 separate rooms. So like the upstairs room now. She's like, she wondering what the hell I be talking about.
No, I seen it when I was trying to go get Bloody to go to the club with me. I went upstairs. I seen it. All right, I got some work to do, y'all. Y'all be easy. Tomorrow we're gonna do for me, I'm gonna do a live reaction of Microsoft.
Oh, nice. All right, peace.